We are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports. Before I continue, thank you so much to our new members at the BWTM Sports Group Facebook page. Thank you to you, all the new members. We appreciate you, and we just encourage you to keep joining the group. There's some great content in there, not just stuff that we do, but stuff from other people in the world of boxing. So please tune in, get yourself there. It's free. Facebook page, BWTM Sports Group. Get in there. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. Right, without further ado, I have in the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Bermane Stiverne. Bermane, how are we doing?
Good, I'm doing good.
Good to see you, chap.
Good to see you too.
Any news for me?
There's news. Probably confirmation on Friday. This Friday coming.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So Friday, I have a meeting with Mr. Boss and probably get more information and confirmations about what we're doing.
Fantastic. It's great to see you. Let us talk about your good friend. Is he still your friend, by the way? Before I assume he's your friend, Adonis Stevenson.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, good. I want to make sure, because I could say he is your good friend, and you say to me and him don't chat no more. So I didn't want a situation like that. So how are you? How are things with Adonis? When's the last time you saw Adonis?
I spoke to Adonis last week.
Okay.
Last week, I believe Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay. So what's his state of mind at the moment? Because we don't hear much from Adonis. One of the things is probably because he speaks French. And don't understand what he's saying. And when we do hear what he's saying, he is, "I'm the champ. I'm the champ." So tell us what's going on with the champ.
I spoke to him. He's in a good place.
Good place.
He's in a good place. His preparation, from what he's telling me, his preparation was very good. What can I say? Adonis is Adonis, so he's been trained the same way for so many years. I can only go with what he's telling me.
Okay.
But every time I speak to him before a fight, he always sound the same, and and with the result of his last few fights, everybody knows he's the knockout king, so he always prevails.
What are your thoughts on the way the public are currently perceiving Adonis? Because even I was one of his biggest defenders. The man that beat the man that beat the man was Adonis Stevenson.
Right.
He kind of went missing. People want to know what's going on. Hiding out in Canada. You've had Ward fighting against Kovalev. You've had Bivol come along and take on Sullivan. You've had the rise of Bertie Beef. So Adonis really has kind of lost touch with the public.
He has what?
He seems to have kind of lost touch with the public outside of Canada. People kind of lost touch with him, and in a lot of quarters, people like to see him get beat because they feel he's got the WBC title, but we're not seeing him fight the best guys. Maybe you can give us an insight into the Kovalev situation, the Ward situation.
Well, I mean, everybody knows the Kovalev situation. It's just two different clans. You know, you got Heyman and you got Kathy Duva.
Okay.
You know,
people,
of course, it's not going to be love and let's do business and everything. So everybody going to be if they get together, what's going to happen? More disagreement than agreement.
Okay, well
so it's not. It was even when I had this conversation with Adonis. it was never him. You know, it's not him. You know, it's the people that run things, and some of them got too much ego, and it's just how it is.
So wait, so people in the UK may not quite understand what's going on between Adonis and his political situation with Dover and obviously other rival organizations or rival companies. What is the situation? Why is it happening at Bermane?
Can you repeat that one minute?
Can you
Once again, please.
yeah, sure. Can you explain to me what the situation is at the moment with or has been with Adonis? Because it just seems that the picture that's painted from over here is like Adonis doesn't want to fight the best. He's hiding out in Canada, but we all know that media and promoters are very great spin doctors.
Yeah, well, what I could say. That's all media. You know, Adonis was never backed up from nobody. See, the thing is, a lot of people, that are fans, they think they know about boxing when they don't know about boxing, and then they really don't. You know, some people could be around boxing for 30 years, 40 years, and still don't know what's going on. All they know is two guys fighting in the ring, but they don't know what went down behind closed doors and 2-3 months before the fight. You know, to make the fight happen. They don't know that. All they know is, well, you should fight this and you should fight that. That's not how it works. You know, there's a lot of. That's why there's the word negotiating and you have to negotiate.
Give us an example. You don't have to go into detail, but give us an example of a situation where you may have had to negotiate, or not even yourself. You've heard of negotiations going on and why they've broken down. You don't have to mention the fighter. You don't have to mention the fight. You can just give us an example of that.
I mean, negotiated. It depends on what's on the table. You know, a fight could happen. Both fighters can agree to fight, and the fact that there's a lot of things that the manager or the promoter are not happy with, because of that, no fight. But that doesn't mean it's the fighter's fault or the fighter that's saying no.
Can you explain?
Just for example, when everybody was saying that Floyd was scared of Pacquiao. So when uh, uh, Floyd was fighting Pacquiao, they were always saying how Floyd was scared of Pacquiao. You know, but Floyd is a businessman. You know what I'm saying? He runs his business. He's his own promoter, own manager, own everything. You know, and if the numbers or whatever is not right, it's just not right. That's what fans must understand. You see what I'm saying? And the thing about it is a lot of people that like to criticize and say that this he's scared of this and he's scared of that. If they were fighting, they would do the same thing.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, when you fight, when we fight, it's about uh, uh, feeding yourself and feeding your family and feeding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is our. This is how we work.
Right.
So I think that there's a lot that the fans don't know, and people that criticize all the time, they miss out, or they just ignore the fact that this is a job that we have, just like anybody else that's a doctor or a garbage man or a lawyer or whatever it is. If it don't make sense, it don't make sense. That's all it is. But sometimes fans forget that this is our way to put food on the table.
So this whole situation with Adonis, Steven, and Kovalev, what did Adonis tell you about Kovalev?
Many times when Adonis, I think there's a few videos of him on YouTube going to see Kovalev and let's do this, let's do that, and I could tell you honestly, it's neither Kovalev or Adonis' fault. It's not.
So answer me this: how comes the Alvarez fight? Alvarez pulled out 4 times, took step aside money 4 times against Stevenson, but yet he's now got the fight against Kovalev.
Alvarez?
Yeah, the guy that Stevenson was meant to defend against, the #1 contender, the mandatory.
Well, I don't know about him. I don't know who's his advisor or his team, but you know, well, maybe his team don't believe that he could actually beat Adonis. I don't know, but this is not something I would do or take that much step aside.
He stepped aside 3 or 4 times.
Right, and now he's supposed to fight somebody.
He's fighting Kovalev.
Right, exactly right.
So
shit.
So from what you're hearing from Stevenson now, he fights Badu Jack, a gentleman that I like very much. I think he's a very classy operator.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine too.
He's a friend of yours too.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine. The last 4 years.
Damn.
The last 4 years is me and him in the morning. It's just me and him in the morning at the gym.
Now you tell me this stuff. Now you tell me this. That's one of my favorite fighters.
Yeah, but we even before his first loss, we were in the gym every morning, me and him in the morning. It's just me and him training in the morning, and then I started the morning training, the morning training at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then he came after. We've been working out in the morning for the past 3-4 years.
Has he ever moved around in the ring with you, or was he too small for you?
No, I never moved around with him. Never moved around with him,
Did it ever cross your mind to move around with Badu Jack? I mean, how big is Badu Jack? I mean, he looks quite a big guy.
Badu is tall. Not so big, but he's tall.
Okay.
He has a good height.
So
maybe a little shorter than Kovalev. He's taller than Stevenson.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of size, can he make cruiserweight easy, or is that going to be a struggle for him?
I don't know.
Because he was a big stiff middle.
Him going cruiserweight?
No, he's fighting. Obviously, he's fighting Adonis on the weekend.
Yeah.
But is he big enough to go to cruiser?
I wouldn't recommend that. I don't think so. I think his limit is right where he is right now. I mean, we're about to find out.
We're about to find out.
Right. So
do we look into how he fought Nathan Clevey? And we know Nathan Clevey's not a puncher, but he was able to walk through Clevey, which I expected him to do. But Adonis brings a different situation altogether. That left hand can short circuit.
Boy. You see,
it must be difficult for you because you know both guys and you like both guys.
Right, but I have a loyalty to one of them.
You have a loyalty to one of them? Is it you got?
Yeah, of course.
Both of you, well, one of them comes from the same island as you, so I mean.
Yeah, but it's more than that. It's way more than that. Way more than that. We know each other before boxing. I know this man over 30 years.
Wow.
Are you actually we actually started. I met him when I was maybe 11, and I was doing kickboxing.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how far it goes back. We
Wow.
grew up together, and then I show up to a boxing gym one day, and he was there.
So have you ever moved around with Stevenson?
Yeah, I did.
What's
He
the
was
left hand like?
the first, my first ever sparring.
Was it with Donna Stevenson?
Yeah,
Dang. What was the left hand? Oh, better not ask because
and
not like
till
us.
till this till this day, he's the only one that hurt me. That hurt me to the body, or it hurt me. Period. Whether it's a fight or whether it's a sparring.
that left hand from Stevenson.
That left hand to the body. I mean, it was a left hook type of uppercut, right, right there.
Does he hit that hard?
For his weight class, yes. He's
I remember
he's gifted. I don't know where he gets that power, but he's really gifted.
Yamangashi.
When it comes to power, he has.
A gift.
I've seen him spar heavyweights and stretch them.
Proper stretch him.
What I'm saying stretch, I mean stretch. Or they have to come and wake them up and.
Dang.
Yeah,
Are you talking about talented heavyweights or just guys who are just overweight moving around the ring?
This is a man that when he was incarcerated. This is a man that sent 4 people to the coma with his hands. Yeah. It's as real as it get. It is funny, but it's not funny. He's a very, very, very
Bad man.
gifted. He's really, really, really gifted when it comes to that. When he was incarcerated, like I said, he sent about, if I remember carefully, about 3 or 4 of them that attacked him to the coma. Yeah. So he's gifted.
I did a preview because people were asking about my thoughts on the fight between Adonis and Jack, and my thoughts were this: I think that if Jack can take away the left hand of Adonis Stevenson and back him to the ropes sensibly,
But you have to forget people always they concentrate on that left hand, but it's not just the left hand; it's both hands. I promise you, it's not just the
left hand.
the left hand. The left hand is right here to finish, but trust me, the right hand do the damage.
Really?
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, yes. It's both hands. It's not just the
I
left
always
hand.
it was just the left hand was the one that he kind of used the right hand back out.
That hook to the head and the body. This is a punch that you gotta watch out for. And then obviously the left. The left, or however it comes, it comes out really it does a lot of damage.
Has Jack got the tools to do the job?
I don't know. He's moving up in weight class.
Speed, movement, good defense, tucks up tight.
Don't forget, on top of the the power, he has the speed also.
For Adonis.
Yes, he has the speed.
But at 40 years old and inactivity?
No, that don't matter. That doesn't matter. At 40 years old, you know what? You know what I do? Fighters that's 40 and up, when something happened and it's going downhill, that's because of whatever you do outside of the gym. As long as you listen, Bernard Hopkins tried to stretch it to 50. Obviously, he couldn't. But if Bernard could do it, he's showing that it's durable.
Yeah, but you see, when you talk
Many fighters, listen, I know a lot of fighters, like good fighters.
Luis Ortiz.
Very, very, very good fighters like today.
Yeah, Luis
At
Ortiz.
this date. They are champion, making it, and they could put it away. Drinking, smoking, and I'm not here to say no names, but at the end that catches up to you.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not gonna say what. Do I drink? Of course I drink. I drink, but I don't drink every day. Maybe once I get a glass here and there. But I know fighters that could take a whole bottle,
and down it.
Yeah, down a champagne and, whew, like really like it's water.
And you're watching this all going on.
Of course, they're next to me. Sometimes I see them at the club, and they're ordering bottles and
down.
Oh yeah.
And that must have an effect on the body. It has to. I've been trying.
Of course, it does. But that's when I said, when you get to your late 30s, it's gonna catch up to you. It's gonna catch up to you. Obviously, the older you get, you'll probably get a little slower, and but that don't mean that
Is Adonis what's Adonis like outside the ring? Because I mean, you know him quite well. Is that one?
Don't drink. He better drink juice. You don't drink at all. At all.
He's a clean liver.
Doesn't drink juice. Doesn't smoke. One thing he do, he eats.
He likes to eat.
Oh yeah. Spaghetti and pizza. Oof. Yeah. He likes to eat. He'll put on some good weight. I think he goes up to like 195, 200.
So he could do cruiserweight then?
Of course.
Easy.
Of course.
Which comes to the next question. You make Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew.
Wow.
A cruiserweight. What do you think? He'd knock him out at cruiserweight.
Knock who out?
Stevenson, a rematch at cruiserweight.
I don't know. But you know what? It would be a good fight. I mean, Stevenson and cruiserweight, you can't do cruiserweight because he'll be out of shape. Him at 200 or 190 is now.
You don't think he'd be good at cruiserweight?
Because he'll be out of shape. He'll be out of shape, You look at Tony Bellew, which is he's taller. He's having a good run right now. So
while we're at it, we can talk about Bellew too.
I don't even know why it happened.
There were people who would win. Would win. I actually believe he could do it.
Nah, he. See, I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, for example, you said like these guys that close to 40, this and that. Is not close to 40.
But he's a partier. We all know his legendary nights in Vegas and stuff.
Right, but he's not close to 40. But I think is just overboxing. He made his money. He's not as hungry as he was. You could tell by the way he fights. Look at the way he when he first fought Valuev.
Yeah.
Look, it's a different fighter. When he first got into the heavyweight division, he was doing some damage. Now, if that David Haye would have fought
Tony Bellew
wouldn't last 5 rounds.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, he made his money. He fought Klitschko, made a lot of money. And then, you know, the desire is not there really, you know.
So
But then you got like Tony Bellew now that's, you know, he's really excited to be heavyweight and he's beating, you know, he got more motivations and, you know, and he's doing his thing.
Did you watch Big Baby Miller fight Duhaupas?
Who?
Big Baby Miller. Did you watch his fight against Duhaupas?
Against who?
Duhaupas.
Who is that? Oh, that's the French guy. No. What happened? Well,
I fell asleep for half of it. When I woke up, the main event was on. I fell asleep.
Yeah, but what happened?
I fell asleep. He
I'm
won.
assuming he won.
He won, yeah. I fell asleep, to be honest.
Yeah.
Did you see Dillian White and Lucas Brown?
My man Dillian White. I didn't see it, but you know, I told you before. I'm a fan of Dillian White. I'm a fan. Yeah. Any fights he got, I'm rooting for him. I don't care who he fights. Yeah. He's quite a character.
He is. It's what boxing needs, though. Boxing needs characters like Dillian White. They do.
Excuse me?
Boxing needs characters like Dillian White.
Yeah, because he's, you know, some people might think it's silly or this, but I don't think whenever he reacts the way he reacts, I think that's him. It's even though it's crazy, it's still genuine and it's real. It's not no show for anybody, and you know he's just who he is. You know, I think I saw a few episodes episodes of the press conference and him and Lucas.
Yes.
And he was just putting Lucas in his place, you know. But it was funny though.
Okay.
I like watching him.
So let's talk about Joe Joyce. Did you see what he did to Lenroy Thomas?
To who?
To Lenroy Thomas.
No. The who? The Poland?
Lenroy Thomas, the guy from Jamaica. He's trained by Sean Porter's father, Kenny Porter.
Oh, yeah, they fought, huh?
Yeah, and Joyce blew him out in 2 rounds.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. He knocked out Thomas. He beat Thomas up real bad. Really, I mean, in the first round, Thomas was getting hit with punches and he was looking across at Kenny Porter as if to say, what the hell am I doing in this fight?
Yeah, I mean, they bringing him up, you know, fast.
He's calling out now Big Baby Miller.
He's what?
He called that Big Baby Miller, Joyce.
How many fights he got? Like
4?
4? 3? 4?
Yeah. And now he's Commonwealth champion.
He's what?
Commonwealth champion.
Yeah. He's going to hit a wall and hit the wall real hard. You know, too fast for no reason. That's just.
People say, well, he's fought a lot he's fought in the amateur ranks a lot.
That doesn't matter.
What, the World Boxing Super Series? Not World Boxing Series, sorry. He had that WBS championships he fought in.
That don't matter.
So he's got lots of experience. That's why. That's what people.
And he's experience of what? Being a professional?
Being an amateur.
But that's amateur. That's not professional. It's 2 different worlds. Trust me. 2 different worlds.
But then you could say Lomachenko has had many fights and he's been beating nearly everybody up.
Huh? So what?
He's had, what, a handful of fights?
Lomachenko?
Yes.
Right. But Lomachenko is what? 4 years ago, we didn't really hear about Lomachenko.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then now that he has a good run and fighting and the way he moves, yeah. But Lomachenko pay his due.
He also
And
got
How many fights he got now?
9, 10 fights, or 11 fights, Lomachenko.
Professional?
Yeah, not many.
I mean, now what they probably trying to do that UFC shit where you can be 5-0 and be world champion.
So you're not keen on that stuff then.
That don't work long. And if it does work, it's not going to last long
Why is that? You're not
because
building
of
a champion, are you?
because of the way boxing work. How boxing work, you know.
You're saying a
You
guy
could
that's got a limited amount of fights now, trying to get him to be world champion.
who?
Well, just having. I mean, Lomachenko's done it, but Lomachenko is highly skilled.
Yeah, of course he's like, but that's what I'm saying. You can't compare Lomachenko and what's his name?
Joe Joyce.
Yeah, Joe Joyce. It's two different fighters. Lomachenko, okay, you can see the man, the way he fights is, is you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can watch the other one. Uh, it's not skills wise, it's
Different conversation, isn't it?
of course you could get. Listen, you could have a heavyweight that has about a couple fights, professional fights, and you can get a heavyweight out there in the street and tell him to come and try for a fight. The chance of he has chances of winning just because he hits hard. You know,
It's interesting you say that.
you know. What if a bad luck happened? A guy might have 25 fights, um, boxing fight, and you get somebody, a football player or a big bodybuilder that could punch or that's heavy. You put him in the ring. He's not supposed to ring. He's not supposed to win.
Yeah.
But the chances of him winning and letting the punch are not that slim. It's a heavyweight fight. It's big boys. All it takes is one punch.
One shot.
Yeah. So it's not it's not a I don't know, me personally, I I've seen uh I've seen it in person. I was in there with them and all I'm not that I wish that on him or anybody, but the way it's going, it's too fast. Too fast.
They're trying to say, well, he's 32 years old. They're trying to capitalize on it. He's saying, well, Joe Joyce is 32. We've got to capitalize on him. He's got all the.
Or maybe they spend too much money on him to try to get it back.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. But if I had a fighter like him, and if I care for him or about him, I wouldn't have moved him that fast. I would have moved him, but not that fast.
So there's no way you would stick him in the ring in Big Baby Miller next.
Not right now.
He's calling that Big Baby Miller now.
Right, but Miller, not that he can't beat Miller, but you got to look. Miller got 20-something fight, and Miller got experience. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's say Miller can get in there and knock him down, and there's a lot that you got to learn about this game, a lot. And when you get in there and you get in there with guys that got even guys that would have. Okay, let's say he fights uh, Sherman Williams.
Okay.
I don't think he'll beat Sherman Williams.
Sherman Williams,
Yeah,
the tank.
yeah.
Now in 2018.
No, but guys like that, guys like Sherman. Sherman was always a gatekeeper, so to speak.
Yeah, I know you gave
You know,
Holyfield problems, but Holyfield was like,
right? But so I'm saying, but there's guys like that today. So give him a guy like that. Give him a guy like that and see what happens.
are you talking like maybe like a Ray Mercer style type or Oliver
Right.
McCool type?
Like the guys that knows how to move and
Aston
that
Rackman.
make you tired and like a James Toney. Like I mean, even James Toney is like no disrespect, but James Toney is way that's
Finished.
another level. But you got heavyweights that had like a record of I don't know 25-15.
Yeah,
You know, I'm talking about these guys. Guys like I don't know Emmanuel Augustus.
yeah, that sort of
You know,
experience type of player. Warhorse.
exactly. These kind of guys, he would never be able to beat these guys ever. So it's too fast, too fast.
Okay. Um, have you heard anything in the grapevine regarding Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua? The story is that Joshua's fighting Wilder next.
That's what I keep hearing. That's what I keep hearing. So I don't know. Is it gonna happen? I think right now they just try to make this fight as big as it is right now. They're throwing numbers, 10 million here, 15 here, 50 over there.
What did you make
Just
of the
me.
whole 50 thing? 50 million from Deontay inside of things. And how yeah, but Joshua said for 50 million he'd take the fight. So then why do I look for 50
Come
million?
on, they just try. On one side they crying about they want to fight Joshua and everything, and then the other one, you know, it's I don't know. Is this fight worth 50 million? Come on, I'll be out. I fly to England and slap Joshua if you don't think that 50 million. I would for $50 million. So where's the problem? So Joshua don't want to fight for $50 million. I think that they're just throwing numbers in the air and making the buzz, and and then at the end of the day, when the fight actually happened, one gonna get 3-4, the other one gonna get about 6-7. That's it.
What makes you think that? Or is that just the way the boxing business goes?
Do you if I ask you, do you think that this fight? I mean, if it goes to 50 million, why not? 50 million, why not? Two black men making money, why not?
You're happy about that?
Of course, I am. We always got the white folks always making the tons of money.
Mm-hmm. So
So
you'll say it'd be good
right,
for Joshua and Wilder to make some money then.
right. So
You think that do you think it's worth 50 million?
if it's worth 50 million,
Yeah.
I mean, you
Well,
gotta look.
when the whole
I can't say it's worth 50 million because you gotta go who the TV, you gotta who's gonna buy it, and basically. So if it's worth So let me ask you something. If the PBC or Hal Heyman offering Joshua 50 million.
Mm-hmm.
So what's Wilder's pay?
Well, I don't know. What I do know, well, okay. Well, on top of this now,
So or you saying 50 million for both?
now he said he's come to 50 million. He said
Right.
he came at 50 million. He said Joshua said.
So if I'm offering somebody 50 million to fight me, I can't be fighting for no million or 2 million, $3 million. It got to be closer to that 50 million. I'll tell you that, or more. So where are they gonna find this money?
Well, Al Heyman supposedly.
Huh?
Al Heyman supposedly.
I thought that money went. I thought that money ran out. Hey, I didn't say that. That's what I saw online.
That's what I heard.
I heard the investor pulled out and this that and blah blah. I don't know.
That's been the story that Al Heyman's finished and this and that and the other. So
I mean, he can't be finished. He's still putting on shows. So
he can't be finished.
Somehow.
But what's he? Eddie Hearn announced a $1 billion.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Now,
you never know. He might sign you.
So Eddie Earns right now is the man right now. Eddie man.
You can kiss and make up now, right? All forgot.
Excuse me?
You can kiss and make up now.
Makeup.
Bro, take the videos down. Me and Eddie are cool now. I got a good deal of Eddie coming.
Hey. But, you know, I don't know. It's just the 50 million. To me, the 50 million is just because when they said that, have you seen Joshua do anything major or Eddie Earns doing anything major? No. And then I overheard somebody saying that when they said that, Eddie Earn was in New York and the other camp was there too, but nobody ever said anything to Eddie or I don't know the story.
There is a story going around that the actual negotiations are being kept out of the sight of media, and so they negotiate away from media.
Listen, that's impossible. Somebody will talk, and somebody will talk, and somebody will talk, and somebody will talk. There's always a buzz that's going to come out. You can't keep nothing private.
When it comes to this,
never.
So what do you think about Eddie Hearn being in America? Can he make those moves in the way he's talking about the $1 billion deal that he's going to get this? He's got a place to now. He'll be hosting shows or promoting shows in America. Can he?
It's good. It's good. It's good for boxing.
But will he be able to take on the big guns like Heyman and DeBella and Arum and?
Yeah, but this is not the UFC where it's one person rules everything. That's the difference.
So is this but the talk is that the American promoters will block Eddie Hearn. They're not going to want to work with him.
How are they going to block him? If you got $1 billion and you let somebody block you, then you ain't doing something right. You got the money. You don't need nobody else.
And what about Al Heyman fighters now leaving Eddie? Theory leaving Heyman to go to Eddie.
That's possible too.
There's talk about there was rumors about Wilder possibly going over to Eddie.
Hey, for the right money, why not?
Does that mean that's on the table for yourself as well?
Huh?
Will that mean that's on the table for yourself as well?
Huh?
You're getting slick with me now. That's not good. You're getting slick. It's like no comment, no comment. So
no, I mean, it's good for boxing. That open doors to have more fights and to be busy. So
did you get to see Hughie Fury over the weekend knock out Sam Sexton?
no.
Laid him out flat. Sexton was coming in, big right hand, boom, out flat. So now the British champion, he's now looking for. He says the 4 fights that his Peter was saying he'd like him to fight. Peter, trainer of and father of Hughie. Oh, that's Hughie's his son. He's got they're looking at Povetkin, Char.
Povetkin to fight who? To Fury?
Hughie, not Tyson. Hughie, Povetkin.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't fight Povetkin in Tyson.
No, but Povetkin didn't look great against Price. He's there for the taking.
I saw him got caught with a left hand. I mean, but it's the sports. That happens. It happens. Everybody throwing punches. Somebody gonna get caught.
But you won't stick Hughie with Povetkin yet then?
Huh? No, I wouldn't.
What about Pulev?
I would.
Yeah, Pulev, yes.
Yeah.
Manwar Shah? I think he'll beat Manwar Shah.
I would take Manwar Shah.
And what about Luis Ortiz?
I wouldn't.
Luis Ortiz and Povetkin, no. But
no, Luis Ortiz and Povetkin would be a good fight.
No, I'm talking about Hughie Fury fighting those two guys.
Oh, no.
No.
Not right now. I mean, it depends on how Ortiz come back from that loss.
Well, then now they're talking about potentially Dillian White fighting either Pulev or Luis Ortiz.
I'd like to see him fight either or.
I'd rather he fight Pulev.
Why?
Well, I don't know about Luis Ortiz. Pulev.
Why is that?
I don't know. Pulev would probably be better to work. He doesn't hit as hard, does he?
But why he can't fight Ortiz?
Oh man. No.
For what? Why?
Why you want to stick with Ortiz though?
I'm just huh?
Why do you want to stick with Ortiz? Okay, would you be quick to fight Ortiz then?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
If I would fight Ortiz,
would you be quick to fight Ortiz?
What do you mean quick? As in what? What do you mean by
quick?
Like
when I talked to Tyson a couple of years back, he said, "Well," and that was when he was champion. He said, "Look, Cubans don't support Cubans when they box." And he does. He's not a big ticket seller. He's a southpaw and he's a dangerous fighter. Why do I want to fight Luis Ortiz? He just brings nothing to the table.
No, I'm saying, but if I would fight Ortiz,
but what would you gain from fighting Ortiz?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm about to tell you. But I would fight Ortiz, but something got to be on the table. Then
that's what everyone
other than the money. For some kind of eliminator or a world title, hell yeah, I would. Just to fight just like that.
That's why a lot of boxing fans don't understand that, Bermane, because a lot of boxing fans think, he ain't fighting him because he's scared of him, as opposed to, it's got to be more to it than that.
You got one career, and you gotta know there's roads that you take. You could actually you got different lanes in boxing. You got the fast lane, you got the slow lane, and then you got the easy lane, and you got a tough lane. You got to make sure that you take the right lane. People
are saying that you're on fire tonight, Bermane. You're in good spirits. You're very.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in a good place. I can say that. I've been in a good place.
I'm glad to hear. I saw a photograph. Another one of these photographs is you. This photograph was with you. I think the Durrell brothers was in there. But Brian Jennings was in the photo.
Oh yeah,
Where was that?
that was at the gym.
Okay. Are all those guys in the gym now then?
Yeah,
You go hook a brother up.
they all fought. Everybody fought. Darrell fought maybe 2 weeks ago. Jenny fought 2 weeks ago, I believe.
Yeah.
And everybody fought.
You go hook a brother up. You go hook a brother up. You get free publicity on it. So,
yeah.
I mean, so did you see Brian Jennings fight by any chance?
Yeah.
What did you think of the fight?
I was the one helping him out for his preparation.
So you sparred with Brian Jennings before?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the fight before that he had, we had maybe about 2 rounds, and then this last fight that he had, we sparred a good 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks.
I would love to watch that. What's he like? What's he like physically? I mean, he's a vegan. I know Brian.
Yeah, he's a vegan. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? I've known Brian for years.
No, I didn't know he was a vegan. He eats like, personally, I couldn't eat like that.
No, I know.
Yeah.
You're a real Caribbean man. You like your food.
But I didn't know he was a vegan. I didn't know. I didn't know he was a vegan. So, I learned a couple of things, But
physical strength. What's he like physically up close? Because
he's not a big guy, tall.
Yep.
He's tall, but he got big hands.
He's got long range. Is he like
84?
Yeah.
The same size of Lennox Lewis.
There you go.
I remember the first few rounds of sparring, or the first week I sparred with him, I didn't know what was going on because I was in front of him and sparring, and I was far from him. And then he kept touching me with his jab. So I was like, what the hell is going on? I was, trying to figure out, why is he touching me? Yeah. So I asked him, what's your reach? He said 84.
Yeah. You should have asked me. I would have told you. You didn't tell beforehand.
Yeah, he got a long reach.
What's in terms of power? What's his power like? I mean, obviously, you wouldn't have been trying to knock you out of there, but what's his power?
Well, Brian Jennings he's not a one hit could take you out with one. Yeah. He's the type that could hurt you with one, and then you know what I'm saying, come back and finish the job, with a combination.
With him, I always feel he's defensively responsible. One of the fighters I do like who's defensively responsible, but I just feel that he could be putting more punches together. Like he'll put a nice combination together and then just be bopping the jab. And I think to myself, he'd get more stoppage.
Well, he has. I think he's working with John David Jackson now. So yeah. I saw them on the bag and on the mitts, and they've been working on a lot of combinations. So
Wow, I know he was sparring with Eddie Chambers as well.
I didn't. Oh, Eddie is still in the game.
Yeah, I think he's coming back.
I haven't heard anything from him in a long time.
Okay.
I know he was in Russia and overseas.
Yeah.
But I never.
Yeah, he's back. He's with Coach Anthony, who actually Bryant was working with as well for a little bit.
Okay.
In terms of yourself and your career, obviously you're talking about coming back. You said somewhere in July. What sort of a comeback is that going to be? Easy yourself back
Different.
in against Joe Bloggs.
Well, I plan on, from what I've been told, before the end of the year, I will fight twice. So whenever I fight this fight that's coming, I'll jump into another one back to back. So
What sort of a force is Don King now in 2018? Can he still put you in positions, or can he still?
Don, Don is when it comes to boxing, Don can make anything happen.
Still?
Yeah.
No.
Well, hey, listen. I'm talking for me. I'm talking for me. So the papers, the conversation, and everything sounds good to me right now. Everything sounds good.
You're a happy man then.
All I gotta do right now is just have a confirmation and put my signature on the papers, and then we go from there.
Bermane, at this stage of your career, I hate to say that. I don't like saying that, but at this stage of your career,
I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
It's the way I'm going to put it. It's like, seriously. I mean, what is it for you now? Is it glory for you now? Is it trying to win a title now? Is it stick around and get as much money as possible? Is it to be a gatekeeper? I mean, no fighter says I want to be a gatekeeper. What do you want? What motivates you now to get in the ring and still get your head punched in? What is it?
It's everything. Everything. I want to end this on a good note.
Okay.
Hopefully with another title shot. Obviously the goal is probably to be champion again.
Would you go down
But I made my schedule. My schedule for these few years that I want to do this, and then retire.
Oh, right.
I obviously retirement is nearby. It ain't that near, but it's nearby. And I don't want to do this, for that long either. I know I miss the sport, but I gotta move on and do some better things. But right now, I'm. It's good to be. It's good to be hungry again. The things that's coming. I'm excited about, and it's nice to see that I didn't lose my. I got my appetite back.
So, do you know where do you rank in the governing bodies at the moment? I think the IBF have got a new ranking coming out. I think it's next week or something like that. Yeah, because my mate's going to the IBF convention. So
let's just say all I need is 2 fights.
2 fights, and you get a title, and you
that's why
big smiley face.
That's why I'll be fighting back to back before the end of the year.
So you're suggesting 2019 you're going to get the world title shot?
I am not what I said.
Well,
hopefully sometime in 19. With those 2 fights coming, and then 2019, I could still fight 2-3 times and then fight for a title or fight once in the title. I don't know.
But hold on. You just said to me 2 fights.
Yeah.
Oh wait. So you told me 2 fights.
I mean, those 2 fighters going to put me in a position back in some kind of position, and then maybe who knows.
brother.
Uh,
Listen. You said to me 2 fights,
right.
so it can't be Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck you're fighting, because if you fight Mickey
No,
Mouse and Donald, wait, if you fight Mickey Mouse
no,
and Donald Duck, you won't
no,
get that ranking, will you? That you won.
no,
So it's got to
no.
be somebody.
This next one,
It'll be Mickey Mouse then.
I am fighting somebody before the year ends. That's for sure.
That's definite.
That's definitely. I have to.
You have to because you want to, or you have to because your contract says so.
I have to because this is the, because this is what makes sense. And, obviously after my loss, fighting the cab driver and the mailman won't put me in any position. So
Well, hold on. I know some fighters. Professor Quendo. I mean, he's getting
right.
walk.
No. When I say there won't be a cab driver or whatever, but decent fighters. I'm not talking about
Top 5.
number, whatever it is. But it's going to be fighters that could put me in a good position.
James Prince, I know, is very, very pivotal to your career.
You got a book coming out.
Pardon?
You got a book that's out.
Is it?
Yes.
Does he talk about you in there?
I don't know. Nah, it's his career. His career, and it's pretty much how to get respect. It's a good book.
Is it called How to Get Shit Done?
More to how to get respect. More about respect. How respect is very important.
Okay.
But it's he has a book I think it's coming out. Is it out or it's coming out? I think it should be out. If it's not out this week, then I think it's next week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I've got tons of questions for you that's on the side here. So I'll give you 10 minutes of your time.
No problem.
Cool. Right. People, get your questions for Bermane Stiverne. Just get your 1981 T-Boy says, just get your mojo. Just get back your mojo. Get respect by putting in the work, says T-Boy. Come back strong and hungry.
That's where I'm at right now. I got like I said, by the grace of God, I got things that's interesting and very hopeful, and that I'm getting a chance to redeem myself and actually be the Bermane that I was, and that's all. That's all I need. That's all. You know what? That's all I needed.
Okay. Blood Boxing returns. Hey, I wish his brother the best. He's got a few more fights in him.
I do. I do got a few more fights in me. And I plan on making the best out of out of them.
So asked the question by Lawrence Williams, how Clarissa Shields is looking in camp.
How's what?
Clarissa Shields.
Who is that?
The female boxer. Black girl. I think she's super middleweight, I think we. He was Olympic
The
gold.
Olympian. Oh yeah, but she's in the gym too. She's in the gym too.
How's she looking?
She's looking good.
Yeah?
She looking good. I seen her sparring some guys. Actually, that one day I showed up and I thought it was 2 dudes that was sparring.
She's that good.
Yeah, she's good, very good, very. She's very strong.
Okay. Let's see what else.
But unfortunately, you know female boxing is not. That would have been great if there's a way more opposition for her or fights, challenge, or there was more women that was fighting. I would fought, I wouldn't go for her.
Now, questions asked, would you be prepared to fight 3 guys in the UK? Hughie Fury, 1, Derek Chisora, 2, and Joe Joyce, 3. Now, you versus Chisora.
What is this thing? What is this thing with Joe Joyce?
Well, I think people want to see something out of that because the whole he punched your dreadlocks off. I guess people will still stuck on that. So,
yeah.
So, but him aside, what about Derek Chisora? I'd love to see you and Chisora get it on. That'd be a great fight.
Yeah, start shit, huh?
I'm not starting shit. I'm just asking the question, brother. That's all. I'm starting nothing. Listen, if you got a fighter that you like to see fight, then of course you want to put them against certain opposition and seeing you.
I don't pick any. I never picked any of my fights. So whoever is knocking the door or whoever is there for me to fight, then that's who I fight.
So you would you potentially before you end your career, you're going to box in the UK?
I would love to. I would love to. Then when I went, I didn't know it was that. I didn't know it was like that. To that, what was it, Wembley?
Yeah, Wembley. Yeah.
Yeah, I went there and shoot. That stat was, I ain't never seen no thing like that. I think it was like 100,000 people in there. That was quite some.
Actually, Carl Froch says 80,000. So.
Was it?
Yeah.
It looked like 100,000.
Yeah. Well, Joshua was 90,000.
Because I'm used to the 17 and 20 something here. I ain't never seen no more than 25 or things like that.
Wow. So potentially you could fight in the UK.
I'd love to. I'd love to.
Obviously, there obviously are a couple names. The Tyson Fury comeback. Still
is he fighting
June the 9th?
Is he fighting what's his name or not?
Who?
Briggs.
I think he wants to fight Briggs in September. I mean, he's ancient now, so God knows how old Briggs will be by the time they get in September.
Well, Fury's back.
June 9th.
Fury's back.
How do you think he's going to get on? Because obviously he's been out for so long, got a new trainer.
I don't know how much damage he made to his body.
That's the big question I've been asking over and over again. I mean, people were thinking about the Klitschko fight, but that was a while back, and a lot has happened since then.
If he comes back like he's supposed to come back, then Tyson gonna be a major problem out there.
How does he do against a Joshua or a Wilder?
My honest opinion, he beats both. The healthy Fury.
The healthy Tyson Fury beats both of them.
Yeah.
Who gives him more problems?
Who what?
Who gives him more problems, Wilder or Joshua?
Who will give him more problem?
Yeah.
I think Anthony will give him more of a problem.
Why?
I believe I believe Tyson, Joshua would make the fight more of a fight. type thing. And I believe if he fights Wilder, they're both going to be on the outside and try to catch each other from a distance.
Okay.
Which what's going to happen is Fury going to catch him. Fury is a better is a big dude that moves very well for his size. That's what I believe.
So Joshua versus Wilder. How does that go in your mind? If the fight is made for July or September?
Right now,
Yeah.
2-3 fights later, Joshua beat him. Right now, Wilder beat him.
Why?
It's just that's how it plays in my mind. I really think that Joshua, Joshua don't have to take the fight right now. If I was him, I would get myself ready to fight Wilder and probably fight maybe another two guys, two other guys, 2 or 3. And then fight.
Frank Bruno said to who was advising Joshua, do not go and fight in America because they're going to mess him around when he gets to America. What's the sort of antics that
What
can
are you
be
talking
played?
about? What is he talking about? He's talking about shit. See, it's coming. It's as a legend like that. That's I hate to correct people that was there before me, but Bruno don't know what he's talking about.
Well, they're saying things like antics, like all sorts of telephone calls in the middle of the night, and
What are you talking about? Stop it!
you don't think that's going to be a problem?
Stop it! Nonsense!
You think
It's
Joshua should fight
nonsense,
in America then?
huh?
You think Bruno, you think Joshua should fight in America then?
No, it doesn't matter where. But if it's here, it's here. Doesn't matter where. Whether he's home or if I was Joshua, I would want to fight home.
But for such a mega fight,
Yeah, of course. But then also when you look at it, Joshua don't need Wilder. He can make his own. As much as he is popular out there in the UK and in Europe, he don't need Wilder I think Wilder needs him more than he needs Wilder.
okay, look, Joshua. If Joshua goes on and beats Wilder, or Wilder goes on and beats Joshua, who's left in the heavyweight division in terms of, what happens then?
You'd be surprised.
Really?
You'd be surprised. Yeah, you'd be surprised. Listen, you got my man Dillian White that could do some damage. The fight with him and Joshua, the first one, I think that got him better than what he is right now.
Okay.
You got this Bellew that's here. That could do some damage. Not that he would beat anyone, but it's a good fight. He might, cause some damage. You got a bunch of
Joseph Parker, where does he fit in? I mean,
you
obviously,
got
beating
you
him.
got you still got Parker. You still got who you got? You got Povetkin that's on the run. You got
Who left?
shit.
Ortiz?
You got goddamn it. You got me, goddamn it. I'm saying all these names and not even thinking about me.
There you go.
You got Ortiz that's there. You got some good fights. You got some good fight. You got a Fury that's back.
Yeah, but okay. If Wilder fights Joshua, that fight happens, and then the winner decides to fight Tyson Fury, then whoever wins that fight, it's it, really, isn't it?
No, it's not. That's not it.
Really?
Of course not.
Because everyone else has been more or less everyone else has more or less been beaten.
That's it. But that's what they used to say about Mike Tyson when he came. He came and beat everybody. And then who else? Here come Buster Douglas. It's the same thing. You know, Tyson came and destroyed everybody. Everybody was scared. Everybody thought it was the end of the world. And who's gonna beat this man? This man is unbeatable. And then here come
Buster Douglas.
Buster Douglas. That was what, 44-1 or 50-1. And look what happened. You don't know. You know. There's a few out there.
Interesting.
There's a few out there. Oh, then don't forget about RoboCop. You know, he's on a fast pace. RoboCop wants to be. You know, you got who else? What's his name? You just talked about him.
Miller, Big Baby Miller.
Yeah, the Lipo boy.
What? What'd you call him? What'd you call him?
Lipo.
Lipo? What? RoboCop and Lipo. Where'd you get these names from?
The Lipo boy.
So what does lipo mean? Please let me understand this. What does lipo mean?
The thing that women be doing. You know, the doctor get that long stick and you know.
What makes you
say what?
How'd you come to that conclusion?
That's what they told me.
Yeah, how did you know?
That's what they told me, that he done some liposuction. I don't know. It's not my business, but the word on the street is that's the word on the street, which I don't care about that anyway.
He did.
But, he's on the run, so you got some good matchup out there.
Do you see yourself and Miller ever clashing in the heavyweight division, or do you think that's something that come and go?
I would hope so.
Oh, okay. So it's on now. It's something that you'd be interested in then.
I would hope so.
Oh, that's a change of thought from you. The last one was, I don't need Miller. Now it's like, possibly Miller's interesting.
I need everybody now. I need everybody.
So Miller,
but more so him.
Oh.
Usually I won't go for fighters. I won't ask for fighters, but
him?
there's always one exception to the rule.
But it used to be Wilder. Now you want Miller.
What? You don't get with that Wilder thing.
Would be careful now because
listen. That Wilder is just that first fight. That first fight, I didn't accept.
We're not talking about it. We're just
that first fight, I didn't accept it, and I still don't accept it. You know, the first fight was you know, no. Second fight, it is what it was. It was what it was. You know, shit happened. Unfortunately, not that I was not ready, because I was ready. But hey, shit happened. But the first fight, I was just, you know.
But Miller, you know now.
Oh yeah, I would love to put my hands on him.
Oh my God! What have you just got done? What have you said?
All I gotta do is just go back to my Areola days. He won't know where I'll be like a bull in the Matador.
But what do you think of Miller as a fighter? Has he impressed you?
No.
Oh boy.
No.
Okay. Right. Well,
see, everybody that fights him, don't fight him. See, He's too big to move. So you got to make a move. You have to make a move. Too big to move. Make a move. Once you make a move, once you make him move, he's.
You know who his promoter is, right?
Who?
You know his promoter is, right?
Who?
Your best friend, Eddie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shit.
Exactly.
Maybe we could make it happen with that $1 million deal that he got. I don't know.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh.
No, but if I would want to fight somebody, it would be him.
Oh boy.
It would be him, but you know.
Vernon Miller. I mean, people are still talking about all that stuff about YouTube. They still talk about it up to now.
What's that?
The whole thing of you and the YouTube thing. People still talk about it today. They still ask him.
What
With you on YouTube. They still ask the question up to today about it.
What video?
The altercation between you and him.
Oh, well, they didn't even put the whole thing in there. They cut it. You know, the whole thing is not in there. It's not even in there. So it was what it was.
So Miller would be obviously Miller would not be your first fight back, but you'd look at that possibly as
no. If you know what, what I did maybe 2 weeks ago, and I gave him a list of who I would want to fight, and I only put one name on that paper.
Big Baby Miller.
Yeah.
Is this a personal thing here? Because when it gets personal with you,
personal. Is it personal?
Yeah, it's personal, but man, come on, man.
No, it's not personal because listen, it's not personal because he didn't attack my family, didn't slap my mom or spit on my kids. You know, none of that. So it's not personal. Personal. That's personal. That's when you bring out the big artillery. Yeah, you know, artillery. You know, it's not personal. It's just, to be honest, that's a good name on my. Let's say I fight him and I win. It's not a good name on my record.
It's a great name in your resume, and people would say you Big Baby Miller. A lot of people talking about Big Baby Miller,
and he talks too much. You know, you see him fight. The man's fight. He reminds me of Areola, and the only way that this man would beat me is if I stay in front of him.
And you're not going to
which I do know how to not to stay in front of somebody when I want to, or when I'm well prepared.
So you believe that you could move your?
I don't think. I know.
Well, I can assure you.
I asked to fight 2 fighters in my whole career. First one was Chris Areola. The second one is Baby Miller.
What about Wilder? Wasn't that a fight?
No, I mean, he was my mandatory, so you know, why back out? You know, let's fight.
So you want big?
If somebody else was there, as my mandatory, then I would have fought that person.
Okay.
You know. On what you think, I don't have anything against the man.
You have nothing against Big Baby Miller, but yet
no. I'm not talking about Baby Miller because you think I got something against Wilder.
No.
I just couldn't digest the first fight, and
I
then
understand that.
my second mistake was, I was so caught up into having another fight to redeem myself, which I should have went my way and kept active.
When everyone was pleading with Bermane Stiverne, Bermane, please get a fight. Don't go back and fight Deontay straight away.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it worked out,
It is
injuries, and this, the layoff. It was all kinds of,
You just got to be back to back. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said, if I would put it toward, if anybody would ask me, baby Miller, I think somebody made a post, I think a few months ago, and
don't you worry now.
And then he made a comment or whatever, something he said, and I just responded back to him. Then I think he said something like to the person that posted that. He said, "Are you crazy? Do you want me to kill that fool or something?" Something like that. He said.
You heard what he said that.
I know. I saw it, and then I just wrote, "Come kill the fool." It's easy to talk from the phone. Easy.
That's a fight you definitely want there next. Well, not next, but you want it as soon as possible.
Yeah, I would want that fight. I would want that fight. Either the end of the year, my second fight, or early 2009. I would love to fight him.
You do know now that you've said that the conversations will be beginning across the YouTube galaxy.
Hey, listen, take a picture, write it down, send faxes, and call them and tell them.
We've got a lot of prominent YouTubers.
I'm not gonna take it back. This is
so.
I mean, most fighters, like, let's say if a fighter calls another fighter, why do other fighters always got to take it personal? Why you take it personal? This is the game. We fight. You see what I'm saying?
So you want the fight? You want to fight him?
Who knows? Who knows what can happen?
You may get you might get a telephone call from Matchroom Sports USA. But I mean, look, more people are going to be prepared to fight you now because they've seen what's happened to you. They'll look at the second fight of you and Deontay and go, there you go. Well, Deontay did it. I'll do that as well.
Please. Oh, Lord.
That's what I'm doing.
If they want to base their opinion on the second fight, shit. That's good for me. That's good for me. I need them more than they need me. All comers.
But Big Baby Miller's the one. I think a lot of people would like to see that fight. I mean, I don't understand boxing sometimes, because boxing fans, they say, he's not fighting the best fighters out there. And then when you talk about when you fight the best fighters, he's no good. He shouldn't fight him. If you listen to some boxing fans, you wouldn't take a fight. You wouldn't even fight again.
I don't even listen to what the hell they're talking about, because most of them never fought in their life. So what do I care to listen about people that never punch anything in their life or get punched? You know what I'm saying? I don't. Now, critics from other fighters or ex-fighters, I listen. Whether it's good or bad, I listen. It's critics, but to have critics from from George that's on the couch eating chips every day, every night. What do I care about? I don't care about that. That don't mean anything to me.
It's
They really
interesting.
don't.
You,
People, a lot of people feel like, oh, let me go and insult him and put something in his page and diss him, and who cares about that?
the
your
thing is,
words, your words are not affecting me, and if I see them, because I really don't read whatever.
people say
I don't care about that.
they ain't paying your wage. That's for sure. Those ones,
Exactly.
paying wage, so I
So
ain't paying no attention to them. But they're the same ones that'll dish you today, but will tune in to watch the fight Saturday or whenever you fight. So
everybody feels like they're entitled to. It's funny how people just say things to fighters, and because people don't know what fighters go through before a fight or throughout the career. We go through a lot of bullshit. You know, um, it's a lot that fighters go through, uh, from preparation to negotiation to everything. There's a lot going on. A lot going on that a lot of people don't know about. But people don't see it like that. People see things the way they want to see it. Unfortunately, so yeah, they forget that at the end of the day, that fighter is still a human being. That fighter has a family that he hasn't seen for 2 3 months. Just to entertain you.
yeah,
You that makes critic. We don't see our family and we don't enjoy ourselves. We have early curfew because we trying to get ready for a fight to entertain you that makes critics. They don't see it like that.
of course they don't. I don't pay them much.
Unfortunately.
But there's no shame in getting beat by potentially the best heavyweight in the world at the time, because I mean, if Wilder then goes on and drills Joshua, what are people going to say then?
Well,
It makes you look great, doesn't it?
I don't. I don't listen.
But watch this, yeah. The same people that were saying about Tyson Fury that he punched himself in the head, he's uncoordinated, he's a big oaf, blah 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 blah. He goes on, he gets knocked down by Steve Cunningham. He's rubbish, he's shit. He goes on, he
Mm,
beats Klitschko. He's the second coming of Muhammad Ali.
yeah, but I feel like Joshua had more. Uh, and more coming out of him than Fury had more coming out of for being the first one that beat Klitschko in
Oh,
over 15 years or something like that.
yeah, it was Fury that did it, and Fury did it when Klitschko.
Yeah, but obviously Joshua knocked him out.
Joshua knocked him out when he was 2 years on the couch.
Right, right. But Fury is the one
Did it?
that started that.
Yeah.
Releasing the belts. And I feel like Fury should have had a little more credit.
Of course you should.
Obviously, they were supposed to fight a second time, and then he went into some kind of depression and whatever it is that happened with Fury.
Before I go, one final question. What are your thoughts on Canelo Alvarez?
I rather give you my thoughts off off the record.
I had a feeling you'd say something like that. I had a feeling you'd say something like that. Bermane, before we finish, do you have a message to the boxing fans before we go?
Oh yeah, the boxing thing. I mean, the one that's always behind me. Just thank you. I mean, that's the only thing I could do. I could say, or I could give them. is let's say thank you. I really appreciate the support. Even the one that you know comes in and talk
Oh, the
smack
snap.
or talk garbage or whatever it is. I mean, I just appreciate it too. I appreciate it too. But to the fans, you know, um, stay put, sit tight. We coming back, ready as ever. Like I said before, I am in a better place. In and out the ring. You know, that's what's most important. And I can't wait, man. I'm working hard right now. And once I come back, I plan on coming back and you know bring out the old burn, the old new burn.
No, it's not going to be a Hey 2.0, is it?
uh,
You're not going to get a 2.0 or 3.0 from like David Hayes style, are you?
nah. It's not like that. I'm putting my all into this.
Okay.
I'm putting my all into this. So so I can't wait for Friday to talk and figure out what's going on. Something's going on. I just don't know what it is. I just got to go and figure out what's going on. And
So would that mean, before you close, does that mean you're going to be undercard, main event?
I have no idea.
But July 7th is the date.
Likely, yeah, somewhere in July. Last I heard, but you know boxing. It could be
Yeah.
one thing, and the next
My
week is
birthday
something
is
else.
on the 15th. So my birthday's on the 15th. So that'll be a good birthday present to watch it. All
All
right.
right.
We will catch up. And if Big Baby Miller has managed to sit down and watch the review, just to listen to you, do you have a message to look down the camera and say to him and his promoter?
What message did I say? I mean, we talked.
Oh, you there? Is he gone? Is he gone? Bermane seems to have disappeared. I think Bermane's disappeared. Yep, I think we've just lost Bermane Stiverne there. But fantastic to know that he's on the comeback trail. Talking about July 7th, and it says he wants to get his hands on Big Baby Miller. I think that's what boxing fans want to hear. That's a big fight there. And Bermane fighting against Big Baby Miller. That's going to be a hell of a fight should it happen. So that's it. Bermane said he wants to get his hands on Big Baby Miller. He didn't tell us who he thought was going to win against Jack and Stevenson. But he did say that Stevenson, and when he was locked up or behind bars, he put 4 guys in a coma with that left hand. Has knocked out heavyweights flat. I think Bermane's coming back in. Is he there, Bermane?
Yes,
You
sir.
there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're just finishing off with you. By the
Right.
way, are you there, Bermane?
Yes, I am.
Just to finish off, your thoughts on Jack versus Stevenson. You never gave us a prediction.
Prediction.
Okay, I know it's hard for you to make a prediction because
Prediction on Jack and well, I mean, it's not a secret of who I am actually supporting.
okay,
I mean, they're both my friends, but Badu is my friend, you know. Stevenson is my friend, um, but my Stevenson is my brother, and I that's that's my brother, man.
is it
that That is my brother. So, you know, I support him. You know, hopefully none of those fighters would get any injury or get hurt during the fight. But I'm supporting Adonis, and I think that he will get the fight by knockout.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. I like Badu. I like Adonis, but I'm going.
Listen, I don't have anything against Badu. But Badu is a great guy. You know, great guy. I'm not saying this because that's what I want to happen. I don't even want them to fight each other.
Okay.
Because I remember we were in the dressing room maybe 2 years ago,
Right.
and Badu was telling me that he's going up into weight to fight my boy Adonis, and I was like, no, don't do that. Like, and I was like, no, why would you do that? You know, but you know, I'm not that I want that to happen to Badu, but I believe that the result of that right there will be a knockout.
Okay. Mate, again, thank you so much. And we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you. Thank you.